All right, thank you guys. All right, moving along. We're getting started with roll call. So, Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Yes, I will. All right, Asia,
Here.
Senator McCray,
Here.
Calvin,
Here.
Lori. She's sitting right next to me. I'm gonna count her as here. Irving,
I'm here. Here.
Jalissa,
Excused.
Joanna,
Here.
Jodia, Cameronique,
Here.
Christian,
Here.
Lisa,
Here.
Maurice,
Here.
Michael,
Excused.
okay, sorry, thank you. Bless you. Rashante,
Here.
Ricky,
Here.
Samantha,
Also excused.
Sophia, Sophia Cabrera. I think I saw you.
Here.
Yoshi.
And excused.
All right, that concludes roll.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Senators, the quorum poll is now launched. Please record your presence. Are there any senators that have not yet recorded their presence? Seeing none, the quorum poll has ended. Let the record show that we do have quorum for today. Moving on, the chair is now search for a motion to approve last meeting's minutes. Is there such motion on the floor? Senator Parrish.
Senator Parrish moves to approve last meeting's minutes.
Senator Parrish has moved to approve last meeting's minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Could we get who seconded that for the record, please?
Senator Ogweke, sorry.
Thank you. All those in favor of approving last meeting's minutes, please say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Is it appearing chair? The ayes have it. The motion does carry. Moving on, are there any messages from the executive branch, Madam Secretary?
One message on the board from the executive branch.
Could you please read that message?
Yes, I can. Thank you to all who have helped and continuing to help Leo Love Week. If any of you have any ideas, please do not hesitate to join me in my office hours and let's try to get some student feedback for the upcoming week. SGU President Ashley Butler.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. With that, senators, we're now going to move on to the confirmation hearings. Like I explained in the email yesterday, these are potential new senators that will be joining us to fill open seats. So please, they're going to give a brief introduction, and then we're going to kick it off with questions, and we are going to be going in alphabetical order. So if you do not have any questions for the nominees, please just say, I yield my time to the chair, and then we'll move on. Everyone got that? Can I see a thumbs up reaction, please? Thank you. All right, please hold while I call the first nominee. into the Zoom.
Uh, Good evening. Hugh, can you repeat what you said, please? I can't even hear you. Okay, can you repeat it, please?
Your mic is muted.
Yeah, Q, your mic's muted.
I'm so sorry. Just please give a brief introduction. Then we're going to open it up to questions from the senators.
My name is Cornelius Clyde Jr. I'm a junior from the Bahamas, studying computer science. Yeah.
Thank you, nominee. We're going to open it up to questions now. Senator Toombs, do you have any questions for the nominee? Hearing none, we're going to move on. Senator McCray, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Why do you want to join Senate?
Being a senator will be another outlet for me to assist and serve my fellow students. I want to be the best person that I can be and also be a face for them to relate to. I also want to be the face for students who feel that their voices aren't heard or that they just are afraid to express their voices. So I just want to be a voice for those who don't want to use their voice or don't feel a push to use their voice.
Thank you for that question. Do you have any more questions, Senator McCray? Seeing none, Senator Davis, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, sir, I do not.
Thank you, Senator Davis. Senator Singh, do you have any questions for the nominee?
What's your favorite Valentine's candy?
Hershey's Kisses.
Thank you, Senator Singh. Senator Gonzalez, do you have any questions for the nominee?
What qualities are you going to bring to the Senate?
I'll be able to bring my creativity and my ability to think outside the box. Also, I'm very responsible and possess integrity. Also, my time management skills or would help me to keep up with everything that I'm involved in. So those are the qualities I would bring.
Thank you, Senator Gonzalez. Senator Cano, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. My first question is, you mentioned that this was one of your outlets to be able to help others and be a face for others. Do you have currently an outlet right now that you are able to represent your community?
Yes, I'm currently a resident assistant. If you want me to go down the list with everything I'm involved in, but that's the main one that I use right now, being a resident assistant.
And my second question and last question would be, if you were to join Senate, what's one of the activities or the first idea that comes up in your head that you want to be able to do?
So I don't know how feasible it is, but in past, Senate usually had let's talk about it. I don't know how feasible it is. I feel like that was a great time for students to voice their opinions and give what they want to see, what change they want to see in the community.
Thank you, Senator Cano. Senator Morris J., do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I have a question. You mentioned that you'll be able to use your voice for others. In what ways will you be able to use your voice for others?
So all the ideas that they have, or just the change they want to see in the community, and they don't know who to talk to or where to go and who can make those changes, I'd be able to be in a place where they can come speak to me, and I'll be able to bring it to Senate meetings.
Thank you, Senator Morris. Senator Morris K., do you have any questions for the nominee?
Okay. I know you mentioned time management as well as, although you didn't mention everything, I'm aware of the organizations that you are part of and the positions that you hold, which are very important to you and your organization. How would you ensure that you give Senate the attention it needs?
Just going back to time management. So I'm a person who writes out everything that I have to do and make sure that I plan ahead. So I'm great with planning ahead and making sure that I'm proactive instead of reactive. And so with the positions I hold right now, I'm able to have time to be a part of Senate.
Thank you, Senator Morris K. Senator Parrish, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I do. Do you plan on returning next year, if you do come to St. Leo again for your senior year, on running for Senate?
Yes, I do plan to be a senator again if I'm able to.
All right, thanks. I'd like to yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Parrish. Senator Draper, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I'd like to yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Draper. Senator Okwekwe, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I think that was to me. My question is, are you okay with the Senate commitment in terms of the time Wednesdays at 6, as well as joining a potential committee as well, and those time commitments?
Yes, I am okay with those. This is a good time for me.
I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Okwekwe. Senator Ferguson, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Ferguson. Senator Sumner, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I yield my time back to the chair, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sumner. Senator Mojeku, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I'll start with the first question. If you had a magic wand to fix one thing on campus that you see as an issue, what would it be?
Right now, it would be students who aren't wearing masks. That would be what I'd fix first.
Okay. And my next question would be, you mentioned that you had a previous outlet to hear the concerns of the students. Which of those ideas and what, if you're able and at liberty to discuss, would you bring to student government first?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yeah, you mentioned as a RA, you were able to listen to the concerns of your residents, I'd assume, right?
Yes.
So which of those concerns, if you're able to, tell them if they're not too personal, would you bring to SGU first?
Mainly it would be that the main thing is I'm a RA in Marmina Side. And so the main thing that they complain about is safe ride and how long it takes safe ride to get there and how it's only one safe ride golf cart. And so by joining Senate, we can make a way to see if we can expand safe ride and how many golf carts they have. So that's the main concern so far.
I approve. Yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Mojeku. Senator Cabrera, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, yes, I have one question. The question would be, obviously we've been having Leo Love Week this week, but on top of that, we try to host as many events as possible to get people engaged, especially with the pandemic and safely. Have you thought of any possible events or ideas that you would like to bring to the table?
So I don't know with this event, but I had an idea for an app because I'm a computer science major. And so I had an idea for an app that would allow St. Leo students to participate in it would be like the app Pokemon Go, but a St. Leo version. And so the app would allow students to find Fritz around campus, little Fritz dolls around campus virtually, and use that to build up Leo bucks.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. With that, nominee, we currently do not have any more questions for you. So if you could please join back the breakout room. And then at the end of all hearings, we will bring you guys back in to reveal what the Senate has decided.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. All right, guys. So now the chair is in search for a motion to approve the nomination of Cornelius Clyde to the SGU Senate.
Can I propose that we, speak about it for, let's just say a minute to 2 minutes, see what everybody's thinking?
We'll speak about it after the main motion.
After? Okay. So I seek to move to approve Mr. Clyde. That's how it goes. Yep.
All right, thank you for that motion. Is there a second?
Senator Parrish seconds.
Open discussion. Does anyone have anything they would like to say about the nominee?
I just wanted to point out that it seems like, as you know, as he said, he was NRA and the other stuff that he does, he has access to hear the issues that students has. And although it's a common answer that you're going to hear across the board from everybody who's going to come, the fact that he was able to say what he wanted to change on multiple occasions, I think that's a good trait that you want to see in a senator. And for that, as I said before, he has my approval.
I agree. I believe that also through the other groups that he is a part of, that it is a good way to help get others involved and a way to promote everything SGU and Senate try to do to get people included. And I think that the only thing that I would question or look out for is the time management, because he is a part of so many different things, as he stated before. It could be a good and bad thing, but I think in the end, it will be a good thing for him to join everyone else.
Is there any other discussion? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I just have a quick question. Would one of us have to move on to like voting?
Yes, you can move the previous question, and then we'll get directly to voting.
Senator Parrish moves to move the previous question.
Ricky Mojeku seconds. Senator Mojeku seconds.
All right, all those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay. Senate Peter and Chair, the ayes have it. We are now ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting the nominee, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the ayes have it. The nominee is accepted. All right, guys. Just want to say that was a great. Please come with more questions. Hope to see everybody get involved when we bring the next nominee in. And so let me get to that now. And I'll try not to be on mute when I start off this time. Before the nominee joins, does anyone have any questions for me? All right, thank you.
Just a quick introduction.
Yep, nominee, you have just a quick introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rose. I am a senior here at St. Leo. I was a senator my freshman, sophomore, and junior year. My first semester senior year, I was supposed to have an internship, and I know how much of a time commitment Senate is, so I didn't want to jeopardize that by not being fully available, so I didn't run for Senate. Now that my schedule is a lot more free, I would love to be on the Senate again. I had a great time the first 3 years. Some of the positions I've held in it are chair of the Judicial Committee, as well as I've sat on the Appropriations Committee, and then of course the respective class committees.
Thank you for that introduction, nominee Foley. We're going to go down the list once again. Senator McCray, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. My first question is, what motivates you?
In general?
Yes.
I think just the idea of success really motivates me, because that's that's the biggest thing. I want us to be successful.
My second question was, what makes you a good leader?
I would say it's a combination of experience and passion. You have to be passionate about what you're doing in order to lead people effectively for it, and experience is always helpful.
I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Davis, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yeah. What changes do you believe that could be made around campus?
I think we've all seen and felt the effects of a lack of engagement around campus due to the pandemic. And I think having a more active and like outreaching student body will always help. I've noticed some really positive effects of tabling in person and not relying solely on social media. So I feel like as long as we keep doing that and keep going in the direction we're going, I think some positive changes would be to get the students involved again.
Very good, very good. I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator C, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it?
I'd probably put it in stocks. I'm not very exciting, I'm sorry.
Senator Gonzalez, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. In your freshman year, what made you be part of Senate?
Yeah, so freshman year, I was a political science major. I still am, but I was a super eager one freshman year. So I was really interested in politics in general, and then I thought Senate would be a great experience to try and get involved with that, as well as I'd done student government all throughout high school, and I did enjoy it. I also had a really good group of friends who we all wanted to do it together. And my freshman year, poli sci, and then my freshman year, 11 of the senators were freshmen, believe it or not. So we kind of overtook it because we were all interested in watching St. Leo grow. We became super eager, and I think quite a few of us just hasn't lost that passion. We still are interested in making Senate and St. Leo as a whole grow.
I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cano, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. So as you've seen the Senate this year, what are the changes that you would like, if you were to become part of Senate, what were some changes that you would like to see, like as of, let's say, this first semester?
Yeah, so a few of the things is while the COVID plan is tedious and hard, I would like to see Senate out at a few more events. Another thing, and this is definitely just a very personal niche topic of mine, is I don't like it when class committees have their own social media. I do respect that you guys do have it, and I think it's awesome. But I think if we just advertise based off of the main SGU social media, it would get a lot more traction because that's been building up a following for a few years, as opposed to building it up every semester. And then somewhere along the line, people forget the password or don't log in or aren't as active or forget about it after a few weeks. Whereas in the SGU executive board, you have a VPCM dedicated to growing the social media and to making sure that students are aware and involved. So one thing I would change is no class social medias, or of course support them, but at least make a transition plan for them if we are dead set and absolutely love the idea of them. And then as well as just a COVID precautions in so we can do in-person events.
And with that, I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris J, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Rose, you have mentioned so many great qualities about being in Senate before, but like, what is the one main reason why you're interested in rejoining Senate again?
Yeah, I think Senate is the best and easiest way to get involved on campus. I think it's where you make a difference. It's where you're at the ground floor to make a change. So it just definitely felt a little weird not being involved in it last semester, that's for sure. And I really do like the change that you can see visibly from Senate. Like you can plan an event in a committee and you can see that plan enacted. And it's just so cool seeing the whole process and knowing that you made a change in St. Leo. So that would definitely.
Okay. And I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris K, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Based on your past 3 years in Senate, what would you say is the most rewarding thing that you experienced within any of the 3 years that you've served on the board?
Yeah, this one's actually super easy. So it's the Appropriations Committee. I have absolutely loved and had a great time serving on it all 3 years while I was on Senate. I think just the fact that you are able to see so many small clubs and small organizations that might not necessarily have the money to put on a giant event, be able to help them, support them, and like finance them to put on that giant event, like International Food Night, one of the most popular events on campus, and would not be possible without the Appropriations Committee, as well as a few other conferences that people love to go on. I know personally this year I got to go on a conference from the Appropriations Board. So I do think that is definitely the most, like, my favorite part about it.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Parrish, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. So you were on Senate before, so I was wondering, besides Appropriations Committee, what other committees are you interested in participating in?
So I was also on the Judicial Committee for all 3 years that I did it as well, and I really did love the Judicial Committee. I'm not very creative, so I didn't branch out past those two, besides the typical class committee, but I am really good at both of those. So just that, Judicial as well.
All right, thank you for your answer. I'd like to yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Draper, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Hi, Rose. I was wondering, I know you mentioned that you've participated in Senate for the past 3 years, but have you held any other leadership roles while you were in college?
Yes, I'll give you the list right now. So freshman year and sophomore year, I was a Fritz mascot handler. Junior year and senior year, I'm a Fritz mascot coordinator. So anytime you see Fritz on campus, I put him there. I am the current Panhellenic president of St. Leo University. I've been in Greek life since second semester freshman year here. I am one of the current fellows for the Collegiate Leadership Tampa Bay. Some of you guys might know Ashley, the president. She's also in that. So it's just the top 8 students from St. Leo University, from University of South Florida, and from University of Tampa. And we're all put into a program. We learn about Tampa, and it basically is just harnessing our interest and finding what we really do like in Tampa. I did that. I did the Committee on Foreign Relations my junior year with Professor Romanelli. That was interesting. I have also been in Pi Sigma Alpha, the Political Science Honor Society, Phi Alpha Theta, the History Honor Society. There's a lot. That about covers it.
Okay, thanks. That was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure I got all that for the minutes, but I definitely appreciate it. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senate President Pro Tempore, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Hi, I know that you are definitely very involved and definitely involved in other areas outside of school as well. Are you okay with the Senate commitment of 6 o'clock Wednesdays, as well as whatever potential time commitment for any subsequent committees you join in the future?
Yes.
Awesome. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senate President Pro Tempore. Senator Ferguson, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do have one question. What advice would you give to any incoming freshmen?
Thank you. I forgot. I guess I can answer Kyle's question a little more. I'm also a student ambassador, so I give tours to all the incoming freshmen. And I've also worked in orientation, so I meet the freshmen first thing. My biggest piece of advice I give to anyone is you're not going to have a good college experience if you're sitting between 4 brick walls. You have to get out of your room. You have to get involved. You find an interest. There are a ton of clubs and organizations at St. Leo University. you can and will find something that fits you. And if you don't, create one. We have a Senate for that. So biggest advice is get involved.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Sumner, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Can you tell us who you are as an individual rather than a student?
Just like my personality kind of thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I got you. Hi, I'm Rose. I am a 21-year-old who is really good at playing the cello. It's not the most exciting thing about me, but it's something I do, and I think I do it well. My favorite food is coffee. That's for sure. People say it's not a food a lot of times. I like to argue that it's a soup. I am dedicated and I'm driven by leadership as a whole. I did a lot of volunteering in high school and in college, and I still do it. I love to work with Feeding Tampa Bay. It's my favorite charity. I don't have a ton of friends, but when I make them, I like to keep them. And my name's Rose, but my favorite flowers are daisies. So that's about me, I guess. Not in the student aspect.
Okay, and can you tell us about a time you made a mistake and how you fixed it?
Sure thing. So I'll think of a really good one. A time I made a mistake. There's a lot. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to think of one that has like a life lesson kind of incorporated somewhere into it. I think a time I made a mistake was I was driving and I rear-ended a guy because I was texting. So I'll just be real, I'm not a great driver as it is. But how I fixed it, Q, don't laugh at that. How I fixed it was that I owned up to my mistake. And I think that's the most important part, is owning up to your mistake, not only to the other parties involved in the mistake, but to any party who oversees you as well, also known as my parents. So definitely not lying and just owning up to it and fixing it that way.
Okay, thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Mojeku, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I have a question. Rose, so you guys can, yeah, okay. So you mentioned that you spent the better part of 2 years in Senate. So the question I would pose for you would be, what was the thing that you have the most pride in, or yeah, what do you have the most pride in? Like, sorry, what's the best thing you think you've done in Senate?
Yeah, good. I think it was when Celine was the VP of Operations. I helped plan the leadership conference. I think it went off really well, and I am really proud of that. I made the program for it. I coordinated some of the rooms, and I worked really hard on that. So that would definitely be my pride point for Senate.
Perfect. Okay. And this question I ask everyone. So if you had a magic wand, knowing the issues you do see on campus, what would be the first one for you to fix and how?
With my magic wand, what issue I would fix on campus?
Yeah, if magic wand meaning you can do anything.
So the selfish answer in me says parking. I'd like more up close parking, but the more like student leader answer in me is definitely just accommodations for students. We don't have a diversity and inclusion center. I think that's definitely an important thing that this campus should have, and that we are severely lacking and we're years behind in regards to diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think that needs to happen. I think it needs to happen ASAP. So
I agree 100% with you. Okay, really good answers. Okay, thank you. I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cabrera, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, my one question would be, I know you said that when you were part of Senate and where you kind of lay with the committees as a judiciary and appropriations, but if you were to make an event to get more students included, since it is known that getting students up and about is kind of difficult, especially with the pandemic, what is something you would create and host to get people to come out of their rooms and be at least safely social?
Something that has always worked well. I'll give you an old event and then I'll give you a new event. So my old event would be food trucks. St. Leo's always done really well with food trucks. We did Taco About It with the senator, where we did the Taco Bell truck. That was always super successful, and it actually helped students to differentiate student government, the Senate, CAB, and like every different aspect of it. So I think that was a super successful event we've held previously, and a successful event that I would like create on my own that I think we should hold is something of a women's specific leadership conference. I think that'd be super cool to do. I know with the Panhellenic Council right now, I am working on one with actually the President Pro Tem, just to try and figure out a way to get all females involved on campus and make sure that their leadership abilities specifically are being harnessed and are able to work with them, as well as just some of the female specific struggles. So those would be two of mine.
Okay, thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. So nominee, thank you for joining us today. So if you go back into the breakout room, once all the nominees have come through, we're going to bring y'all in and let you know the results. And so with that, again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Thank you all. Have a good one.
All right, guys, that was really, really good. I like that energy. So with that, the chair is now in search for a motion to accept the nomination of Rose Foley into the SGU Senate. Is there such motion on the floor?
I motion to accept the nomination.
Thank you, Senator McCray. Is there a second?
I second. Senator Morris.
Thank you, Senator Morris. Open discussion. Does anyone have anything they would like to discuss about the nominee? Nothing? You guys came with some pretty intense questions.
Rose seems very dedicated, and I like that she's still interested in student government, helping improving new ways for students here. So I'm really excited for her to be a part of Senate again.
Is there any more discussion?
I feel more comfortable with, not comfortable, but just I feel good that not only she had the willingness to be in this all year, and if she could, she would have been last semester. So we're someone who has that same motivation as us, possibly more, which I think is great to add.
All right, thank you. Any more discussion?
Senator Mojek, who moves to the.
I believe Senator Mojeko moved the previous question. Is there a second?
Senator Cano seconds.
Thank you, Senator Cano. All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. It's an opinion of the chair. The ayes have it. The previous question has been moved. With that, we are ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting the nomination of Rose Foley into the SGU Senate, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. It is an opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. The nomination does pass. Again, thank you guys. That was a very great round. going to get ready to welcome the next nominee in, but please bring that fire again. Before we move on, is there any questions for me?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Uh, do how many senators are we looking for? New
So
senators.
currently we are filling 5 seats today.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for me? Okay, also just want to put it out there, just because we're filling 5 seats and there's 5 nominees doesn't mean you have to automatically vote someone in. If you guys have strong opinions and you decide not to accept the nomination of someone, then we continue the search. So please don't feel afraid or intimidated and voice your opinion. Everybody got it? Thumbs up, please. Thank you. All right, guys, the next nominee should be entering shortly. Thank you for joining us here today. So please just start off with a brief introduction, and then we'll move on to questions.
Maria, you're muted.
Thank you, Glory. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Nakata. I am 19 years old. I am a second semester freshman here in St. Leo. I'm originally from Ohio, but now live in Naples, Florida. I am majoring in criminal justice with a specialty in criminalistics. And when I'm not inside the classroom, I am on the acrobatics and tumbling team.
Thank you, nominee. We're now going to move on to questions from the senators. So getting started, Senator McCray, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. My question is, what is your strength and weaknesses?
I think my biggest strength is my ability to communicate and openly communicate well with people. I've worked with a wide range of people, coaching little kids in gymnastics and really learning how to be patient with them, all the way up to working with Icon Management, which is a corporate company, which really taught me how to openly communicate with people. And I think one of my weaknesses would have to be that I'm very detail oriented, which is gift and a curse at the same time, but I do try to give everything that I can into a project or whatever I'm working on.
I like that answer. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Davis, actually Senator Davis had to leave us. Senator C, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Who is your biggest role model and why?
I think my biggest role model would have to be Mother Teresa. I was very involved with the Catholic community when I was back home all throughout high school. I led a lot of youth groups and I mentored a lot of juniors and seniors through their process and getting confirmed within the church. And I did a lot of research on Mother Teresa, and she's just a very loving, open arms, giving woman. And I think she's a big role model in my life.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Gonzalez, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. What made you want to be part of Senate?
I wanted to be part of Senate because I was actively involved in student government association throughout high school. with my last year holding the position of council treasurer. And I really liked having a say in what happened within the school, planning events, and I have an eye for creativity. So I really like having a say in that aspect.
Okay, and what is something that you have learned from the year 2020?
Something I have learned from the year 2020 would be to be patient, even more patient than I thought I was, but be patient. Everything happens for a reason, and always stick your best foot forward and just keep moving on.
Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cano, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I do. So I think it's great that you're involved and want to get a little bit more involved. But how would you see yourself like managing your time and making sure you're doing well in classes and also like extracurriculars?
Throughout high school, inside the classroom, I was very involved with clubs and student government, but outside, I was also involved with competitive cheerleading team, which for 5 years basically, and I traveled almost every weekend. If I wasn't competing, I was practicing, and I learned how to really manage my time very well. In fact, I have my planner right here, and I've learned to write everything down. I'm a very visual person, so I have to see everything. So that really won't be an issue, as I've already figured that step out growing up through high school.
And also, if you are to join the Senate, what is an activity you want to be able to go about in the Senate?
If I had an activity, I would want to plan something that works with maybe like a charity or something like Muscular Dystrophy Association, raising money in this type of way, maybe planning events to help raise money throughout the week in order to gain knowledge, in order for the entire campus to gain knowledge and help a charity.
Sounds nice. And with that, I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris J., do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Maria, what is your definition of being a leader, and how can you use this skill to help students here on campus?
I think my definition of being a leader would be to stand tall and to stand firm in what you believe in. I don't think that you should sway with right, left. I think you should stand firm and you should walk and be the own creator of your path. You know, don't follow in somebody else's footsteps. Create your own. And I think helping that and bringing that onto campus would be just to allow students to learn it's the same idea, to create their own identity and become their own person while they're here at St. Leo.
Okay, and now that COVID exists, do you think that there are any more improvements we can make here on campus?
I think right now with COVID happening, what has been done and what has been going on as far as student and the athlete side of everything, I think it's been very well done given the circumstances, as this is a new situation for everyone. And I think it's been handled very well.
Okay, thank you. And I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris K., do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. In your own words, what does hard work and dedication mean to you?
Hard work and dedication means physically and mentally remaining focused and tunnel visioned in what you're doing and having and striving to better yourself, and in essence that will help those around you.
Thank you. I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Parrish, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I do. Seeing as you like to help a lot, what is just your motivation to help others?
My motivation to help others would have to be I was a part of Best Buddies in high school, which is a buddy mentor program that helps those with disabilities. And I had a close buddy named Sohita. She's recently been going through a lot as I'm not in high school anymore, but she is a very large motivating factor in my life as I see the struggles that she's gone through. And I just want to help others in any way that I really can.
All right, thank you for sharing with us. I'd like to yield the rest of our time to.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Draper, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senate President Pro Tempore, do you have any questions for the nominee?
My question would be, how would you describe yourself in a group or team setting?
I would describe myself as the peacekeeper. I like everything to run smoothly, whether it's a team collaborative effort inside the classroom or whether taking the mat with 30, 28 girls. I just want to be the peacekeeper and I want everybody to work together cohesively as one unit.
Great answer. And I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Ferguson, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. I was having a bit of a internet problem, so I didn't quite catch. You're a freshman?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So I know you probably haven't spent that much time on campus, but is there any event that you wish that this school put on or the Senate promotes or endorses? Anything you'd like to see?
I know this past week it has been a little bit difficult with COVID, especially because we've been quarantined, we haven't been quarantined. It's been a lot of in and out, I feel like this semester, this year. But I think this week I really liked seeing the Valentine's Day week. Is really cute, really fun. I like those big events where everybody can come out and everybody shows up with their colors and you come together as one big community.
Okay then, thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Sumner, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Can you describe your greatest personal achievement?
My greatest personal achievement would have to be signing to St. Leo University for acrobatics and tumbling. I think it really showed, and I have a long way to come by many means on the mat, but I think it allowed me to grow, it began to grow into the person that I am. And it really showed that hard work and dedication mixed all of that together with school and what I was doing outside of school really did come together. And it showed me that I can really take this to the next level, which was here at St. Leo.
Okay, thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Mojeku, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I do. And my question is as follows. If everything went according to your plan, how much power do you believe student government should have and what activities would they do with said power?
I think the power that the Senate has should be at a high level, but I don't think that it should overpower that of the students, as there are a select number of people that are in the Senate, but there is an even bigger population of students. I think that we would be the ears of the students, taking into consideration what they're doing and their thoughts. So I don't think that we should overpower them by any means. But if I had any events that I would like to do, I would like to see something happen in the bowl. I mean, I know that everything is kind of crazy right now with COVID, but I would really like to see something happen in the spring. And I know you guys do something like that. I just haven't seen it yet, as I am a freshman. But I would like to see something big like that where everybody comes together as one.
I like that answer actually. And my second question would be, to better serve the community, do you believe that SGU should extend participation to members outside of university campus? So, you know, people who take only online classes or people at the Tampa Center and whatnot. What do you feel about that? How do you?
Yes, I do. We are all one big St. Leo family. And I really do think that right now, especially with COVID going on, and hybrid, connected, all online, whether or not they're at home, New York, New Jersey, wherever they may be, I do think that extending the St. Leo core values and, reaching out to be a family to everybody that's involved is very important, especially at a time like right now.
I think I misphrased my question. So St. Leo has a number of learning centers across the world, but at the end of the day, you know, we're all St. Leo Lions. So the question I was asking, so for instance, there is a learning center at MacDill Air Force Base. There's several learning centers in, I want to say Texas, Galveston, and Georgia as well. Do you believe, although they're not traditional students, do you believe they should still be able to join student government if they so choose or chose?
Yeah, I think so. I think leadership holds a great deal in shaping how the school would work. And whether or not they're in Texas or whether or not they may be on the other side of the country, I think that at the end of the day, we can all take away something from other people's leadership skills.
I appreciate the answer. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time. Thank you.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cabrera, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, my question is, you bring up the St. Leo core values. I was curious as to which one resonates to you the most and why.
I think responsibility resonates to me the most, not only as a daughter to my parents, being responsible. I am an older sister, so I am responsible for looking out for her, for helping shape her and point her in the right direction. But also within the classroom, being responsible, being on time, turning my assignments in on time. And then I take that same mentality onto the mat with my team, being on time for practice, making sure that I'm giving 110%, and just being responsible all around is what I try to live by.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Nominee, that is all for questions that we have for you. Thank you for joining us here today. So what's going to happen is if you go back into the breakout room, at the end of all hearings, we'll bring her back in to let them know the Senate's decision. But again, thank you for being here today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Okay, y'all. I'm liking this energy, y'all. This is nice. Any questions for me before we bring in the next nominee? All right, seeing none, we're gonna bring in the next.
Wait, Q, are we gonna do the majority vote and open discussion?
Oh, I'm so sorry. See, y'all, I was about to move on. I am so sorry. All right. So with that, the chair is now search for a motion to accept the nomination of Maria Nakata for the SGU Senate.
I motion to accept the nomination.
Thank you, Senator McCray. Is there a second? Thank you, Senator C. Open discussion. Does anyone have anything to say about the nominee?
I will still say I'm not going to shy away from this. I am a little bit biased because Maria is my teammate, but knowing her for this amount of time, and even as a freshman, she is a very driven person. And if her upbeat personality is not enough, she is like eager to be involved. Like I did not come to her and be like, would you like to join Senate? She came to me and was like, I heard elections are open. I would love to do this. Like it's definitely something that's a passion to her, and she does work very well with others. So I would just like to vouch for her a little bit.
Me personally, coming from not knowing her and this being the first time I've heard from her, and to offer an unbiased standpoint, I believe it is great to add, especially a second semester freshman, to get a fresh mindset added to the body, but also one that is familiar to what we are capable to do during the pandemic and all that follows. So it's a 50-50 win for us, and I think she would be a great addition.
To add on to that, Senator here, I always, or not always, but for the most part, I'm a big fan of freshmen joining Senate, especially ones who are, as active and I guess as, can you guys hear me? Hello? Okay, sorry. But yeah, as seemingly dedicated as what we've seen before. So keep in mind, these are gonna be the people who are gonna be here for 4 years. So just keep that in mind and don't shy away from it. Thank you.
Any other discussion on the nominee? The chair is in search for a motion to move the previous question. Is there such a motion?
I motion to move the previous question.
Thank you, Senator McCray. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Senator Morris J. All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. The opinion chair, the previous question has been moved. With that, we are now ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting the nominee Maria Nakata into the SGU Senate, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. Hearing none, the ayes have it. The nominee is accepted. Again, another great round. Love the questions. Keep coming up with more. You guys are doing excellent. I love this. So let's get ready for the next nominee to enter. All right, thank you, nominee. So please just give us a brief introduction, and then we'll move on to questioning.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm a sophomore at St. Leo, and I'm also on the acrobatics and tumbling team.
All right, thank you. Now we're going to move into questions. Senator McCray, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. I would like to know, what is your leadership experience?
So I'm actually in the Student Athletic Advisory Committee for acrobatics and tumbling, and I've been coaching gymnastics for 6 years and head of a program there at the gym. So I've been a leader in that sense.
Okay, I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator C, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Who is your biggest role model and why?
So this is kind of basic, but my mom is my biggest role model. She's been through a lot in her life and persevered through a lot of difficulties, and she's probably one of the strongest people I know, and I look up to her all the time.
Okay, thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Gonzalez, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. What is something that you have learned from the year 2020?
Definitely to stay positive. I know for all of us, this year has been very hard in many different ways, but staying positive has definitely helped me push through this year, and I'm sure for a lot of people too.
Thank you. I yield my rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cano, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. So when joining Senate, what is one activity that you're looking forward to come about? Is there like an idea that you have in mind?
There's not really any specific idea, but I'm really excited to be more like behind the scenes of everything. And I feel like I really want my voice to be heard. So, yeah.
And also, do you also feel that if you join Senate, would you continue this like maybe next year or for a couple more years?
I definitely would, because like you mentioned, someone mentioned about the leadership experience. I want more experience of like coming together and like making decisions. So it would definitely be something I would stick with.
Awesome. And with that, I yield back my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris J, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. You gave your point on like your lesson learned from 2020, and I know that COVID has made like impact on like mental health. What is your views on that situation?
So I definitely think that COVID had impacts on everyone's mental health negatively and sometimes positively. People are becoming stronger from it. I know a lot of people have struggled with their mental health and are like seeking to get more help, which is good. So
Okay, and also you mentioned about like doing coaching and stuff. What does being a leader mean to you?
being a leader is actually very important to me. I feel like leaders are needed wherever, whether it's like for something like this or even just coaching, something small like that. Everyone needs a leader in order to follow.
Okay, and I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris K, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. What do you think makes you unique?
I'm a very hard worker and very determined, and I do set goals for every little thing every day. I wake up and set 3 goals for myself, and that helps me achieve everything each day. So I think that puts me ahead.
Okay, with that being said, in your own words, what does hard work and dedication mean to you?
Hard work means a lot to me because growing up as a gymnast, I put a lot of hard work into gymnastics to be where I am today. At St. Leo, I wouldn't be there without it. And hard work comes in all forms, with school, with athletics, with just meeting new people. It does mean a lot.
Thank you. I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Parrish, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I do not, so I'd like to yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Senator Parrish. Senate Secretary Draper, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Oh, yes, I do. Hi, Kaylee. I just wanted to know if you were to change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why?
That's a good question. I would definitely think to have more confidence. Sometimes I second guess myself, and that would be definitely a quality I would change, just to be more like initiative and confident.
Okay, and with that being said, what do you believe is the best quality that you'll have that you can bring to Senate?
I can definitely be positive and bring smart goals to the table. I definitely have like a wise sense of like thought, and I feel like that would definitely make a difference.
Okay, thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senate President Pro Tempore, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Hi, yeah. My question would be, Senate is all about teamwork and volunteering, and lending out a helping hand, even when it's not directly your event or committee. So to you, I ask, what is one important thing needed to make sure the team succeeds? What's your one go-to thing?
That everyone definitely considers each other's opinion, and necessarily if you don't agree with it, at least consider it and see where they're coming from, and that you can come out with a outcome.
Great answer, and I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Ferguson, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Just one. I know you're quite involved in campus. I just want to ask, how important is time management and organization to you?
Time management is very important to me. I feel like I'm very good at time management with doing a lot of things. It really is important to keep a schedule and calendar planner to stay organized and be successful.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Sumner, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Mojeku, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Are you able to tell us a story, brief story, of how you overcame an obstacle?
Yes. So I know I spoke a lot about athletics, but about 3 years ago, I was looking to do college gymnastics, and I ended up tearing my labrum and my bicep tendon in my shoulder. And I really thought it was all over for me, and was beginning to just not even think about college athletics at all. And I started to have a mindset where I couldn't give up. I knew that being an athlete was part of me. So I worked really hard in physical therapy and with my doctors, and I ended up getting a scholarship to St. Leo on the acrobatics and tumbling team. And that was probably one of my biggest accomplishments.
Huh, that seems like a story of strength as well, resilience too, but I see how that is an obstacle as well. Okay, and if you had a magic wand, what issues would you fix? Or just name one issue that you would fix that you think is prevalent on campus from a student perspective.
On campus or just in?
We can go with in general.
Okay. Definitely the division in our country right now. I feel like there's a lot of hate going on, and in different ways. And I just feel like if that was just gone, a lot of problems would be solved and we could all come together.
I 135% agree with you. And with that, I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you for that gracious yield. So with that nominee, we are done with the round of questions. So how it's going to work is you're going to go back into the breakout room. And then once all the nominees have their hearing, we're going to call you guys back in to learn the results of what the Senate decided. So thank you for joining us here today, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you. How do I go to the breakout room?
All right, you should have a button that
Oh,
says
it's
enter.
okay. Thank you.
No problem. All right, with that, the chair is in search for a motion to accept the nomination of Kaylee Pensavallo to the SGU Senate. Senator Parrish.
A motion to accept the nomination.
Thank you for that motion, Senator McCurry. Is there a second?
Senator Parrish seconds on that.
Thank you for that second. Open discussion. Does anyone have anything to discuss about the nominee?
I actually have a question. I'm sorry, Cute. Did you say Senator Parrish seconded? Who made the motion?
Senator McCray.
Thank you. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, is there anything to discuss about the nominee?
I motion to move the previous question.
Senator Parrish, motion to move the
Senator
previous
Parrish.
question. Is there a second?
Senator Cannon, seconds.
All those in favor of moving the previous question, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. In opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The previous question has been moved. With that, we're ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting the nomination of Kaylee Pensavallo into the SGU Senate, please unmute and say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. It's in the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it. The motion does carry. All right, guys. So with that, we're going to move on to our last nominee. And because it has been such a long meeting after the nominee and the results are revealed, the chair will be in search of a motion to adjourn. All right, so let's get ready to welcome the last nominee into the room. Any questions for me before we start? All right, let's get ready to welcome the nominee in. All right, welcome. So please just give us a brief introduction and then we're gonna get started with questions.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gia. I am from the Bahamas. I am a sophomore at St. Leo University, and my major is medical humanities with a minor in criminal justice.
Thank you for that introduction. We're now gonna get started with questions. Senator McCray, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. I would like to know, what is your strengths and weaknesses?
My strengths are teamwork, adaptability,
receptiveness, and my weaknesses is a bit of confidence.
Okay, thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator C, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Who is your biggest role model and why?
My biggest role model is my mother because she is a single parent and she's making everything happen for me. So when I grow up, I would love to be like her.
That is awesome. And that is it. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Gonzalez, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yeah. Are you in any other club or organization?
No, I am not in any other clubs or organizations, so I'll be devoting my time fully to student government union.
Okay, thank you. I yield my rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Cano, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. If you were to be a part of Senate, what is one activity or idea that you have in mind that you would like to do or to start happening here on campus?
Mainly the activities. I would love to be a part of campus and meet new people.
Okay, and also, have you had any previous experience in being in a group or organization of some sort?
Yes, in high school, I was a part of college club and I was a treasurer there where I managed with the money and preparing the money for different uses, such as bake sales and other stuff for charity.
That sounds great. And with that, I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Morris J, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Hey, Gio. My question for you is, what does being a leader mean to you?
Being a leader is someone who is willing to take charge and to step up and also to be a team player and not only think about themselves, but think about the other people on their team.
Okay, thank you. And I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senate Sergeant at Arms, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Before I ask my question, Gia, if you're comfortable, can you just like come in the camera a little bit so I could put a face to the name, please?
Okay. Is that much better?
Yes. Thank you. What motivates you?
Passion, determination, and determination.
So with that being said, what are you passionate about?
I am passionate about being able to work with others. I'm passionate about my career, mainly being in the medical field and helping others whenever and wherever they need.
Thank you. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Parrish, do you have any questions for the nominee? Senator Parrish? All right, we're gonna move on. Senate Secretary Draper, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes, I do. Hi, Gia. So my question is, if you were to be in charge and to just basically have the role of chair for Senate, what type of event would you host? Like maybe just any ballpark idea or any type of involvement to do?
Yes, ballroom, a dance.
I like that idea. That's actually pretty cute. I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senate President Pro Tempore, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Hi. Okay. So my question is, in a group dynamic or setting, what role do you play, or what role do you tend to find yourself playing?
I mainly tend to find myself playing the one that would voice my opinion and speak up, not just back down, but I want my voice to also be heard, and also listen to others because other people's opinions are a part of that group as well.
Great answer, and I yield the rest of my time to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Ferguson, do you have any questions for the nominee?
No, I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Sumner, do you have any questions for the nominee?
Yes. Can you tell us about a time you handled a difficult situation?
Yes, a time where I was put in a place between choosing my friends or someone else, and I I prayed once before I did anything. I spoke to my guidance counselor, and then I spoke to my religious teacher, and then after I slept on it, I came back, and I chose between it was between my work and my friends, so I definitely chose my work because that's me, and I rather devote my time to that.
Okay, thank you. I yield my time back to the chair.
Thank you for that gracious yield. Senator Mojeku, do you have any questions for the nominee?
I don't think he's on the call anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So nominee, thank you for joining us here today. What's gonna happen is you're gonna join the breakout room, and then later we're gonna we're gonna bring you back in to let you know the decision that has been made by the Senate. So thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you.
All right, guys. The chair is in search for a motion to accept the nomination of Gia Woodside into the SGU Senate. Is there such a motion on the floor?
I motion to accept the nomination.
Thank you, Senator McCray. Is there a second?
Senator Moore, second.
Thank you, Senator Morris. Open discussion.
I think it's great that this is her first being involved and that she doesn't have other things that could take time from it. So I feel like that's great. This is a good way to start and being involved. And I like the fact that she can dedicate more time there too.
Any other discussion on the floor? The chair is in search for a motion to move the previous question.
I motion to move the previous question.
Thank you, Senator McCray. Is there a second?
When anybody says aye, I'm just.
Senator Sumner seconds.
Thank you, Senator Sumner. All those in favor of moving the approved question, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. Is an opinion of the chair. The ayes have it. The approved question has been moved. We're now ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting the nomination of Gia Woodside into the SGU Senate, please unmute and say aye.
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 All those opposed, please unmute and say nay. It's an opinion of the chair. The ayes have it. The motion does pass. Just to let you guys know what's going to happen now. We're going to we get to call everyone back. So we're going to call them all back into the room. They will take the oath of office. And then immediately after, the chair will be in search for a motion to adjourn the meeting. All right. Nominees, thank you for joining us here. It's my great honor to report that the Senate has indeed confirmed all of you to join us on the Senate for this semester. So congratulations. So you all will be getting an email with some next steps about committees and other things. But before we do anything, we need you to take the oath of office. So if you could please raise your right hand. All right. Do you promise to uphold and execute the Constitution and bylaws of the State and University Student Government Union and the duties of the position best to your ability, and pledge your dedication through your time, talents, and other efforts to faithfully live our core values, preserve and improve the quality of the academic and student life, and represent the student community of St. Leo University?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you all. Congratulations. You are now officially senators of the Student Government Union. So with that, this has been a long meeting. The chair is now in search for a motion to adjourn this meeting of the SGU Senate.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I had something to talk about for open forum. I was wondering if there's any way I can mention that before we adjourn.
Yep.
Okay, so with the philanthropy committee, we were gonna do hoodies for Black History Month and pass them out to SGU and CAB members. But instead of using our entire budget for that, we were wondering if we could get a $100 donation from the 4 class committees, and that would help cover the cost. So I was wondering if any of the chairs for the class committees were here and if we could vote on that.
Let's save the vote, but class committee chairs, please get with the philanthropy committee and Senator McCray.
Can I interject real quick?
Sure, Senator Parrish.
So I was talking, and I know that we haven't used much from the Senate budget, like the general budget. Oh yeah, that's Don in the background, everybody. I was wondering if we can motion instead and vote to use some of the money from the Senate fund, so it's not all on philanthropy committee instead. Sorry, that was like a last minute thing.
So we can use that money. So what would need to happen with philanthropy, you guys get together, put forward a bill and put it through the appropriations committee. And then once we get that through, we will continue on, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else for open forum?
Yes, I'm sorry to hold y'all's up. I have places to be too. I'm really sorry, but I have a possible idea. So next week, as some of y'all know, athletics is resuming or something similar to it. Basketball is supposed to have their first game next Wednesday, and I was wondering if we could partner with CAB for any way to put a live stream out on the lawn, like how we've been doing movies on the lawn, so maybe students could come and watch the game. Just an idea.
That's actually a great idea. I love that.
Thanks.
So I would ask if you could please direct that to the activities committee, because they're the ones that work closely with CAB, and then you guys can handle that in committee.
Okay, will do.
Is there any other topics for open forum? Seeing none, the chair is in search for a motion to adjourn. Senator Parrish.
Senator Parrish moves to adjourn the meeting till 6:30 p.m. next Wednesday.
Senator Parrish has moved to adjourn this meeting until next Wednesday. All those in favor, wait, is there a second?
Senator Cano seconds.
Thank you, Senator Cano. All those in favor of adjourning this Senate meeting, please say aye.
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 All those opposed, please say nay. Is an opinion check? The ayes have it. The motion does carry. The Senate is adjourned until next Wednesday at 6.
Kyle,
Congratulations to
yes,
the.
can you answer the question? What time is the game in the chat?
Yes, I tried to respond and I just private queue by accident. I think it is at 6, but I will have to double check. I can get an answer by the end of tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, so once again, welcome to the new senators. We love to have that you're with us. Expect an email tomorrow with some updates and stuff, and then we'll see you soon. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.